let us try to love where we are, and let us try to love the work which we are doing, and let us try to share the knowledge with others, and then let us try to be a part of the universe, and let us try to be a part of the team. Then we create so many wonderful things. Then we can do many good activities, and the world becomes a peaceful and enjoyable place to live. Jai Sri Narayan.
So, I'd like to thank His Holiness Swamiji for delivering an excellent discourse on how to reduce stress. I hope you got some tools for us to take back, really reflect upon that, and try to implement some of these things to reduce our daily stress. Swamiji mentioned about the Netra Vidyalaya and the degree college. Recently we have gone through a major drive which Chase has funded, and we got, I think, the second place in the world to it's a big voting that went down throughout the world for the best non-profit organization where they have to donate the money to. And we are very grateful for Swamiji and his leadership. We got the second prize, and they transferred the funds. Now Swamiji is implementing that program with the funds to really take the education and the awareness, the health consciousness of the villagers to the grassroots. I mean, literally there are people who are getting trained, they take a bicycle, they go to these small tandas throughout these remote rural areas where even the government is not going and doing. So we want to get his guidance on doing such activities and getting us involved. And being software people, we always think somehow we can solve world hunger through software. And in little bit token of appreciation of his guidance, whatever the software that they need from VT Seva Seattle perspective, we will try to sponsor that. Swamiji, please do let us know. Any software needs that you have, we will supply that from the VT Seva. And being Microsoft people, we really would love to do that.
That's right. Very recently, I think our Mr. Hari, he wanted some software from here because he raised a software. So he wanted some software for our Netra students, blind students. Seems that is that's coming here for about $9 or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. And we wanted about 50 of them for the students.
Done.
So just go through the, maybe Kiran or somebody may be doing that, dealing with it. As Mr. Srinivas said, Satyamji, the Chase giving, I think they have given 100,000 for our organization to work with villages. We have taken up a project called Care on Wheels. What we did in the project is we picked up a few young boys and girls from small tribal villages. We call them as tandas. A tanda means a small village where there are a few houses. thatched houses, most of them. Or in some places there are 30 houses, in some places there are 50, in some places there are 150, like that, small groups. But they are very far from the carts, deep in the forest. That's how they stay. And we picked up a few young persons from those areas. We brought them to our ashram in Hyderabad. And we kept them with us for 2 months. And we gave them some training as how to motivate those local people to keep themselves away from vices. In those villages, most of those people, they cook what they call is some kind of liquor. They call gudamba. They cook that from some kind of sauce, and then they drink it. And then they spoil their health like that. They take tobacco stuff, and then they actually cleaning the teeth also, they do with the powder. Probably it gives a kind of kick to them, suppose. So that's how their lifestyle is something different. Thus they create ulcers to the mouth, and then ulcers to the lungs, and to the throat. That is the way they live. In some places, the reverse smoking is done. You know reverse smoking? They take the tobacco leaf and they rotate it like a small stick, and then they burn it. Of course, usually when it is burning at the end, then they smoke from this end. That's how they do. But they do the burning stuff in the mouth, they keep the burning stuff in the mouth, and then thus they smoke. It is called reverse smoking. Thus they create mouth ulcers, and then throat ulcers, lung ulcers. It's really painful to see such people who are suffering from those things. In villages, people live like that, in those tandas. And no hygiene. Water is very difficult to get in those forest areas. Nowadays, governments, for the sake of votes, they are giving forests also to those tribal people. They say, yes, you take 5 acres, you take 5 acres. 5 acres they keep allotting to those people. They can do anything they want. They cut the trees. And then they want to do the cultivation in those areas. And in the process, trees will go, cultivation won't take place. That is the way those people live in those tandas. And then no cleanliness, no hygiene is observed. Whatever they just use, all that will be thrown around the houses. So that's how those places will be in most of the times. So we picked up those boys and we brought them to office, to our ashram. The first phase is to give them education for 2 months, speaking skills, and then body language, and then what is health, what are the vices, how they create trouble to us, how to be away from those things. And then, if at all there are problems in the villages, how to address them, the first aid treatment. In different systems, like sometimes they may use a homeopath, sometimes they may use some tablets, sometimes they may give some kind of injection. But how to address the problem, the health problem, immediately, before they reach really to the city, to the nearby village, town, to a doctor. These kind of things were trying to them. As the first phase, 2 months training is given, and some writing skills. Many of them, they pass 10 or 10, sometimes they pass 12, sometimes there are degree students, but they don't know how to write letters also. That is the way they grew up.